I'm going to attempt to do the backstitch bind off using the Loom hook instead of a tapestry needle. Normally when you're doing this you're using the needle, and if I were going from right to left I'd be going up and down through the stitches in a certain sequence, but I'm going to try to do it with the hook instead. So when you're working from right to left, normally your tapestry needle would be entering the first stitch from the bottom through the top. So I'm going to hold my thread or my yarn at the bottom and pull it up through the first stitch. And I'm going to bring my yarn to the back, and this time I want my yarn to be going down, so we're going to be going up, down, up, down. So we're on the second peg and we're going to be pulling our yarn down. Now I need to backstitch to peg number 1. The beginning of this you're only working with 2 pegs, and from here on out we'll be working with 3. So I just went down, so I need to go back up again through the first peg. So now peg 1 has had 2 passes of the yarn. If you're working in the round, you would skip this first sequence and go on to the sequence that involves 3 pegs, because when you come back around, if you're doing this in the round, the first peg will be finished at the very last step. So now this was peg 1, but it is finished, so wherever the working yarn is coming out of, that is still going to be peg 1 until we complete the next step. So now we're using 3 pegs, so this is 1, 2, and 3. So I want to go down, pull my thread down through peg 3. So I'm going to pull it out through the bottom. And I'm going to try to keep my yarn on the right leg of this stitch, which is between these 2 pegs. So we skipped peg 2, so now I need to bring my yarn up through peg 2. So now peg 2 is going to be peg 1. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to pull my yarn down through peg 3, and up through peg 2. 1, 2, 3. Yarn goes down through peg 3. And up through peg 2. So this is now peg 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to pull the yarn down through peg 3. Up. 1, 2, 3. Oops. Go down, pulling my yarn down, and then up. Just remember, if you're pulling up, your hook needs to start at the top. If you're pulling down, your hook needs to start at the bottom. So this is 1, 2, and 3. Down. Up. Through 2. 1, 2, 3. Down through 3. up through 2. 1, 2, 3, down through 3, up through 2. All of these pegs have 2 passes through them. This one has only had 1 pass through it, so I need to pull one more yarn through. So I'm going to do that. Since we went up through 2, I'm going to pull it down through this one. And everything should be bound off. And there's the stretchy bind off, using the hook instead of a tapestry needle.